Introduction to Networks Final Packet Tracer Skills Assessment, PTSA. This is the topology. Instructions. You will configure the central RT router and central SW switch. You will also connect two PCs using switch and router. You will subnet the 172.16.10.25 network to provide IPv4 addresses for two subnets that will support the required number of hosts. The larger subnet LAN 1 requires 60 hosts and the smaller subnet LAN 2 requires 20 hosts. And you will subnet IPv6 network to provide two subnets with a 64 prefix length. Use the network 2001 DB8 ACAD : 4D8. Okay, the name of the router may vary. Okay, be careful. The name of the switch may vary. The subnet, the base network may vary. The required number of hosts may vary. Should be different numbers. But this IPv6 will be the same. Okay. Okay, the network may vary, the number of hosts may vary. No subnet calculators may be used. Okay, this is the scenario. Okay, very similar. If you see this, work on physical mode, here on physical mode. Okay, and device name table, you will receive one of three possible scenarios. In order to use logical topology diagram that is provided with the instructions. Okay, R1, okay, R1 will be central RT, S1 central SW, S1 central SW. PCA will be user A, PCA will be user A, PCB user B, PCB user B. Addressing requirements table. The base network address 172.16.10.25, LAN 1 60 hosts, LAN 2 20 hosts. Okay. For central RT gigabit 001, first host address in LAN 1. For central RT gigabit 000, first host address in LAN 2. Central SW switch virtual interface, second host address in LAN 1. Okay, this is LAN 1. This is LAN 1 and this is LAN 2. User A last host address in LAN 1 subnet, user B last host address in LAN 2 subnet. Build the network. Build the network according to logical topology by placing the required equipment in the wiring closet equipment rack. Okay, you need a PCA, PCB, switch, and router R1. Okay, on table, PCA is user A and PCB user B. And now place the router, this router, place here. Okay, and switch. Okay. Cable network devices in the closet as shown in the topology diagram. Okay, gigabit 00 on router to PCB. use these cables. You can use crossover or straight through. Any of these, I will use a straight through. Okay, and select a straight through. Now here, gigabit 00, gigabit 00 on router to fast Ethernet 0 on PCB or user B. Okay, this is the connection. From gigabit 01 to fast Ethernet 5 on the switch. A straight through cable. A straight through cable. From gigabit 01 on router to fast Ethernet 5 on switch. From fast Ethernet 6 on switch to PCA. A straight through cable. From fast Ethernet 6 on switch to PCA or user A on the connector. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, but switch by default is power on. But router, you need to turn on power on the device. Click here. Okay, you can see the green indicator is power on. Develop an IP addressing scheme. You will subnet an IPv4 network to create two subnets with the required number of hosts. You will also subnet an IPv6 network. The IPv4 based network is 172.16.10.25 for LAN 160 and for LAN 220. One 172.16.10 prefix 25, and for LAN 1 you need 60 hosts, and for LAN 2 20 hosts. Okay, and subnet this. The first two octets I will put here on decimal 172.16. The third octet one in binary is 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 in binary, and 0 in binary. The fourth octet 0 in binary. Okay, very nice. So you need 60 hosts, and look at this, 60 hosts here on this 60 hosts. 62 will support 60 hosts, and fill all this. This is the new subnet mask. Okay, the new subnet mask. Okay, so this is the network address, and this light blue region is the prefix. 172.16.10, 172.16.10, and the prefix A bits here plus A bits 16 bits plus A bits 24 bits 25 26. Okay, and now allow the broadcast. Copy this here. Very good, and fill this space with ones. So this is the broadcast. Okay, 172.16.1, 172.16.1, and this number is if this is 64, this is 63. Okay, 63, and the same subnet mask 26. If network is 10, first host is the next 11. Same prefix. If broadcast is 63, last IP host is 1 before the broadcast 62 with the same prefix. And now go to LAN 2 and do the following. The next number of this in binary. Okay, the next number of this in binary. And what is the next number? Is the following: 172.16.0000001. The next number of six ones. The next number of 6 ones is 1 followed by 6 zeros. Okay, the next number in binary, the next number of 6 ones is 1 followed by 6 zeros. Okay, and you need 20 hosts. Okay, here where 30 will support 20 hosts, and now this will be the new subnet mask. Okay, and this is the network address, and this is the new prefix. Okay, so it's 172.16.1, 64. Okay, 64. 172.16.1, 64. Prefix 27, 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27. And allow the broadcast. Copy this and fill the remaining spaces with ones. And this is 172.16.1. The broadcast 172.16.1. And this is 64 plus 31. 64 plus 31. If this is 32, this is 31. Okay. Okay, 64 plus 31. 95. Prefix 27, the same prefix. Okay, if the network is 64, the first IP host is the next 172.16.165, the same prefix. And if the broadcast is 95, last IP host is 1 before the broadcast 194, prefix 27. Okay, very good. Now it's ready. Use the IPv6 address 2001 DBA ACID : prefix 48 and create 2 subnets with a prefix length of 64 for use in this network. Okay, create 2 subnets. Okay, use 2001 DBA ACID : colon prefix 48. Okay, now you have 48 bits here, 16 plus 16, 32 plus 16, 48. And now create two subnets with a prefix length of 64. So you need to add another section. Okay, and create for lang1, create the following. Only add one section here, column A, and the new prefix is 64. Okay, 16 plus 16, 32 plus 16, 48 plus 16, 64. Okay, remember here 3 zeros on the left, so you can ignore those zeros. Okay, and 64 for lang1. And for lang2, just for example, B. Okay. Okay, record your subnet assignment according to the following requirements. Assign first IPv4 address of each subnet to a router interface. lang1 is hosted on central RT gigabit 001. lang1 on gigabit 001 on router. Okay, on router central RT you have gigabit 001 and you have gigabit 000. Okay. Okay, gigabit 001 is placed on lang1 and gigabit 000 placed on lang2. Okay, and assign first IPv4 address of each subnet. Okay, for lang1, the first IP host of lang1 to gigabit 001. This is lang1, and this is the first IP host. So configure for this. For LAN2, gigabit 000 on central RT, first IP host. LAN2, this is the first IP host, copy this. For IPv6, assign the first address in the second IPv6 subnet. Okay, this should be the first IPv6 subnet, okay?
Error.
Okay, this is an error, and this should be first IPv6 subnet. Okay, assign the first address in the first IPv6 subnet to central RT gigabit 001. Okay, this is the first IPv6 subnet for lang1. Okay. Remember, for lang1, the first IPv6 subnet, and lang2, the second IPv6 subnet. Okay, so assign the first address in the first IPv6 subnet of central RT gigabit 001. Okay, this is the first IPv6 subnet, but use the first address. So the first is 0, okay, but use 1. Use 1. Use 1 is the first. And assign the first address in the third. This is another error. So use assign the first address in the second IPv6 subnet to central RT gigabit 000. Okay, and use the first IP in the second subnet. This is the second IPv6 subnet. okay, and use for gigabit 000. But use the first IP. 1 is the first IP. Okay, assign the last IPv4 address of each subnet to the PC NIC. Okay, for user A, that is PCA, for user A on fast Ethernet, use the last IPv4 address of each subnet. Okay, user A is placed on LAN 1. Okay, user A is placed on LAN 1. And use on LAN 1 the last, this is the last. Okay, and for user B, should be placed on LAN 2. And for LAN 2, use the last, that is 94. Okay. Okay, and for IPv6, assign the 10th address in LAN 1 IPv6 subnet for LAN 1 PC. Okay, for this PC on LAN 1, use the 10th address. On LAN 1 is this LAN, this subnet, the first subnet. But use the 10th address. The number 10 is A. And use A as the 10th address. Okay, and assign the 10th address in the LAN 2 IPv6 subnet to the LAN 2 PC. Okay, this should be LAN 2 PC. Assign the 10th address in the LAN 2 IPv6 subnet to the LAN 2 PC. Okay, for user B on LAN 2, the second subnet, and use the 10th address. So use A as the 10th address. And don't forget the switch. Assign the second IPv4 address of LAN 1 to central switch virtual interface. Okay, here you have a central switch virtual interface. Okay, central switch is placed on LAN 1, so it should be placed on LAN 1. So on LAN 1, use the second IP address. If 172.16.1.1 is the first, use 172.16.1.2. Okay, the second is 172.16.1.2. Okay, and this is the table. And don't forget, use FE80:1 with the link local address on both router interfaces. Okay, the link local FE80:1 is the link local address for gigabit 001 and for gigabit 000. Okay. Configure basic device settings. Network devices must be configured over a direct console connection. Okay, for example, from user A, configure the router, and from user B, configure the switch. Use a console cable, and from RS-232, click on console port on the router, and another console cable, and from RS-232 port on user 2, user B to console on the switch. But where is the console here? Click here, or right click, inspect a rear, and this is the console on the rear. Very good. Okay, user A to configure the router and user B to configure the switch. Okay, configure basic settings. Disable DNS lookup on central RT and on central switch. Okay, access to user A. Go to desktop, terminal. Okay, now you can configure the router. Would you like to enter initial configuration dialog? No. No. Enter. Enable configure terminal. No. IP domain lookup. Okay, I will configure first the router. Okay, enable IPv6 routing on central RT. IPv6 unicast routing. Configure host name central RT. Okay, remember this name may vary. Host name, but in my case is central-RT, case sensitive. Okay, this is for the switch. Configure appropriate banner on central RT. Okay, and banner message of the day. Unauthorized access is prohibited. Okay. Enter. Configure interfaces, configure central RT gigabit 00 and gigabit 001. Okay. Using the addressing from the previous part of this assessment. Okay, first interface gigabit 001. Okay, set a description. And remember, is for gigabit 001 on LAN 1, so you can use that description. LAN 1, IPv4 address, IPv6 address. IPv4 address is IP address, and use this IP 172.16.11 prefix 26. 172.16.11 prefix 26 in decimal is 192. IPv6 address and prefix. This is A::1 prefix 64. IPv6 address 2001 DBA ACAD A::1 prefix 64. Okay, enter. The link local address FE80:1. Okay, remember this address. IPv6 address FE80:1 link local -local. And enable the interface. Okay, don't forget to enable the interface. No, shut down. Okay, and you will see the indicator. Okay, the indicator is on the router and on the switch. Okay, look at the indicators. Okay, and don't forget gigabit 000. Okay, the another side gigabit 000. Okay, gigabit 000, description LAN 2. The IP can be 65 prefix 27. 65 prefix 27. 27 in decimal is 224. Okay, and the IPv6. The IPv6 is B::1. B::1. The link local is the same and enable the interface with no shutdown command. Okay, and you can see another indicator on the router. Okay, it's very good. Look at the indicators on the PCs. Very nice. Configure central switch VLAN 1, but okay, I will configure the switch on next step. But now configure security settings on central RT and central switch. Configure enhanced password security. Configure don't tell anyone as the encrypted privileged exit password. Be careful, this password may vary and should be case sensitive. Okay, exit from the interface configuration mode to global configuration mode and the enable secret password is don't tell anyone, but case sensitive. Don't tell anyone. Encrypt all plain text passwords. Service space password dash encryption. Set minimum password length to 10 on central RT. Okay, only on central RT, not in the switch. Okay, security passwords min dash length 10 characters. Configure SSH. Domain name netsec.com. IP domain dash name netsec.com. Root, local user root, encrypted password, let me in now, and this character. Okay, this username and password may vary, but it should be encrypted password, so use secret. Okay, username root secret for encrypted password. Case sensitive for the password. Let me in now, and this character. Let me in now. Let me in now. Okay, be careful. And allow console logins with the password. Let me in now. Okay, go to line console 0. Set the password. Okay, the same password. Let me in now. Password. Let me in now character. Enter and log in to enable that password. Okay, and set login on VTY lines to use local database. Okay, exit to line console and enter line VTY. All VTY lines from 0 to 15. Okay, local database. Login local. Configure VTY lines to accept SSH access only. Transport input SSH. Generate an RSA crypto key using 1024-bit modulus. Exit for VTY lines and crypto Okay, crypto key generate RSA general dash keys modulus 1024. Okay, enter. Very good. Secured switch ports on central switch. Okay, do this on the switch, not on router. Configure host. Okay, host at the end. Okay, and anyway, save changes, copy, running config to startup config, enter, enter. Very nice. Now configure the switch. You are configuring the switch from user VPC, desktop, terminal, okay. Enter. Okay, and configure basic settings, disable DNS lookup on central switch, enable configure terminal, no IP domain lookup, enable IPv6 routing on, this is on router only, router hostname, switch hostname, this is the case, central dash SW, case sensitive, remember this may vary, hostname central SW, case sensitive, banner on switch, banner message of the day, unauthorized access is prohibited, unauthorized access prohibited, enter. Configure interfaces. Okay, this is only on central RT router. Configure central switch VLAN 1 switch virtual interface using the addressing from the previous part. Description, IP before address, and subnet mask. Okay, and interface VLAN 1, description, and switch is placed on LAN 1, so you can use LAN 1 as the description. LAN 1, IP before address. Okay, 172.16.1.2, prefix 26. IP address 172.16.1.2, 26 is in decimal 182, and enable the interface with no shutdown. Exit from interface configuration mode. And anyway, a good configuration can be the default gateway. IP default gateway. What is the default gateway of the switch? What is the default gateway of the switch? Gigabit 001 on R1. Gigabit 001 on R1, 172.16.1.1. 172.16.1.1. Very nice. And configure enhanced password security. Configure don't tell anyone as the encrypted privileged exit password. Okay, this password may vary, but use enable secret. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Enter. Encrypt or plain text passwords. Service password encryption. Okay, this is only for the router. Configure SSH. Domain, the local user. console password, BTY lines configuration, and the crypto key. Okay, IP domain dash name netsec.com and username root, encrypted password, use secret, let me in now and character. Okay, case sensitive may vary but use case sensitive. Let me in now, enter, and the console line console, the only one console 0, and the password is the same password. Okay, enter, login to enable the password, exit, BTY lines, line BTY 0 to 15, local database, login local to use this local user, login local, and only SSH transport input SSH. Okay, exit. Finally, crypto key generate RSA general dash keys modulus 1024. Enter. Very nice. Secure switch ports on central switch. Shut down all unused ports on central switch. Okay, the used ports on the switch are 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6. Ports used 5 and 6. So interface range from FastEthernet 01 to 4, 5 and 6 in use, and from FastEthernet 07 to 24 and gigabit 01 and 2. Enter. Shut down. Enter. Enter descriptions for all unused switch ports to indicate that they are intentionally shut down. Okay, description. Okay, remember you still in the range and description. Unused port shut down. Unused port is shut down. Enter. Very nice. Okay, and save changes. Copy runny-config to startup-config. Enter. Very nice. And finally, configure host and verify connectivity. Configure both hosts with the IP address assigned in the previous part. And there should be IPv4 and IPv6 connectivity between all network devices. Okay. And go to hosts. User A is PCA. Close this and IP configuration. And configure this. 172.16.162 prefix 26. 172.16.162 prefix 26 is 192. The default gateway. What is the default gateway for this PC? The default gateway for PCA or user A is gigabit 001 on R1. Gigabit 001 on R1 is 172.16.11. Okay, 172.16.11. And IPv6, don't forget this for PCA A column A. Okay, 2001 DB8 ACAD A column A prefix 64. Okay, A column A. Okay. The default gateway on IPv6 is gigabit 001 on R1, gigabit 001 on R1 with using IPv6. You can use the global unicast or link local. I prefer the link local. Okay, so exam prefers the link local. FE80::1. Okay, do not configure DNS servers. Very nice. Close this and go to PCB or user B. Close this, IP. This is the configuration. It's 94.27. 172.16.1, 94.27, 285, 285, 285, 224. Default gateway for PC0, gigabit 00 on R1, gigabit 00 on R1 is 65. 172.16.165. And IPv6 B::A B::A A prefix 64. And the default gateway on gigabit 00 you can use exam prefers the link local. Very nice. Okay, and verify connectivity. Verify connectivity. Okay, from PCB, ping interfaces on router, ping to switch virtual interface on switch, and ping PCA. Go to PCB or user B, command prompt. Okay, ping the router interface 165, 172.16.165. Success. The another interface on the router 11.11. Success. The virtual interface on the switch 12.12. Okay, success. You can repeat success. And finally, user A is 162. 162. Success. And now using IPv6. Remember, switch only has IPv4 configuration. Okay, only IPv4. So the ping on IPv6 from PCB to interfaces on router and to PCA, not to switch, because it does not have IPv6 configuration. And ping to 2001 DBA ACA column ACAD column and the interface B::1 B::1 success. The another interface A::1 A::1 success. And finally the another PC user A A::A A::A success. Very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, go to physical mode, home city, corporate office, main wiring closet, and add create a new rack, create new table, create new cable pegboard, and create new inventory shelf. Okay, and go to connections and two console cables. Straight through cables. Crossover cable. Okay. Go to network devices, router 4321. Switch 2960. Okay, the PCs. Name the devices. Okay, go to logical mode to set the names. For router, use central RD. For switch, central dash SW. PC0 can be user A, and PC1 user B. Okay, and go to physical. Now you can see the names user A, user B, central RT, and central SW. Now it's ready.